Hey guys, welcome back. KDubs here. I'm going to be doing a reaction to the Dragon Ball Superhero movie. I have heard a bit about it. I just never actually checked out the trailer. So this is going to be the official trailer. Allow me to just pull this up real quick. Alright. So this is going to be the latest movie, and I have heard that it's supposed to star Piccolo and Gohan. I know that. Let's see, it's supposed to have Pam in it as well. There's androids from the Red Ribbon Army as well. But yeah, let's get into the trailer first, and then I'll talk more about it. 3, 2, 1, go. Powerful androids. That's Piccolo. So Piccolo got attacked first. Hero. Alright, so Piccolo is getting beat. Okay, that's Goku. Gohan. To defend the world. Pam looks older. Wait, so how old is she? Is she 3 here? Is she supposed to be, I think, 4 or 5 at the end of Z? We got Super Saiyan 2. Okay, that was a very short one right there. But yeah, I have checked out who was it? Geekdom. Geekdom talked a bit about it as well. I never analyzed it myself, so I've seen, from what it looks like, it seems like Piccolo is just chilling. He gets attacked by the android. I think Geekdom's referred to as Gamma 1 or Gamma 2 or something like that, or maybe there's 2 of them, I think. And his Red Ribbon Army, who made these androids, who are supposed to be really powerful, at least powerful enough to give Piccolo and Gohan a run for the money. And Gohan isn't weak by any means at this point, because this would take place after the Tournament of Power, and he trained and got stronger. Like he was like on the level of Super Saiyan Blue Goku before the Tournament of Power, and then of course Goku got stronger from that. Plus, in the manga, there's arcs that continue, and I do read the manga, so it's interesting to see where this movie takes place, because it would have to be after the current arc in the manga, because the manga referenced Broly, the Broly movie, and that's before this arc, I believe. And so the current arc is after the Broly movie and before this movie, I'm sure. So that means Goku and Vegeta will be a lot stronger than what they were back then, whereas Gohan doesn't train. Well, he did train with Piccolo to get prepared for the Tournament of Power, but after that point, as far as I know, he didn't train. Like, so he would still be around the level he would be around the Tournament of Power. That's only if he even maintained that level of, you know, skills and power. Piccolo would be a lot stronger because he doesn't stop training. Like, Piccolo still trains. Like, he used to be Goku's rival. He used to train. Like, I mean, he still does. So Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo, those 3, they train. The only difference is Piccolo doesn't. If only Piccolo went and trained with Whis. I feel like Whis would train Piccolo if Piccolo asked him to, but he never does. So it's like, if he like him or any of the Z fighters, like Gohan should train with Whis. Like, it shouldn't be difficult for Gohan to go into the time chamber with Whis train in there for 1 day or even 3 days, so that would be 3 years in there of training, he comes out and he would be probably most likely the most powerful being, mortal I should say, not being, mortal in Universe 7. He would be just below Whis, if anything. The only other person that could most likely rival him would be Broly. That would be if Broly trained. And in this movie, from what I've heard from Geekdom, Broly is supposed to be training with Vegeta and Goku on Whis planet, I believe. And that's what we saw Goku and Vegeta doing. They were training, and they're in their base. But their base is stronger than it was when they fought Broly. And a lot of people get confused with the power scaling because I think it was Toriyama or another staff member stated that Broly was the strongest opponent that Goku and Vegeta faced when the movie came out. But that is incorrect if you factor in statements from the movie and from Dragon Ball Super, the anime. Because in the anime, in the movie, let's start with that first. In the movie, at the end of the movie, Goku visits Broly at the planet and goes, "You might be stronger than Beerus." So that puts him around Beerus level, if not just above Beerus. Okay, so we got scaling from that. We go to Super, and in Super we have Whis, who stated that there's a universe where a mortal is stronger than their god, so that god of destruction, and that god of destruction happens to be stronger than Beerus. So that means Belmont, who is Jiren's god of destruction, his universe god of destruction, is stronger than Beerus. Beerus tries to downplay it by saying it was just an arm wrestling contest, which changes in the manga, because in the manga is Cortella, who I think is Universe 4 god of destruction? No. Is it? No. Maybe. No, I don't think it's 4. I think 4 is the blue, not the blue, the green one who used, he might be Universe 3. Anyways, back to the scale. So, in the anime, Beerus tries to downplay it, but that's just Beerus downplaying. Like, he's not gonna overly admit that another god of destruction is stronger than him. So, and plus, Whis is more credible than Beerus. He is stronger than Beerus. He is the one who typically gives the information about the not even the universe, but the multiverse and all that stuff. Like, he's more credible than Beerus. If I'm gonna believe Beerus or Whis, I'm going to believe Whis, who is stronger than Beerus, trained Beerus, and knows more about the other universes than Beerus. So I'm going to go with Whis' statement here. Okay, after that, and he was right about that mortal being stronger than that god of destruction. So why wouldn't he be right about that god of destruction being stronger than Beerus? Plus, Toriyama himself stated that the characters boost their physical strength, like their physical body capabilities using ki. So for Belmont to beat Beerus in an arm wrestling contest, he would have to have a stronger ki, which means he's able to boost all of his physical stats higher than Beerus. You could say that Beerus is more skill of a fighter, and that would allow him to win, but that's based off of nothing really. Until you see all the gods fight each other. But let's look at that. All the god of destruction fight. They all go after Beerus. Beerus is able to hold them off. Then what happened? What happens? Belmont convinced everyone pretty much to fight each other, to have a free-for-all, because this was all part of the plan. Now they were told by the Grand Priest that they need to fight for real. If they don't, they get erased. So all of them are fighting at their best, 100% best, and they're all fighting each other. So Beerus is fighting different gods, and all of them are getting injured. At one point, Belmont captures all of the gods in an orb thing, and he summons these key cards, and he throws it at them. And then one of the gods of destruction was like, "Are you really trying to kill us?" So that means he has the ability to actually kill them if that was his like his actual intent. Now I'm not saying he is the strongest, but he is strong enough to be able to deal that much damage to them. And he was able to capture them all. And it wasn't Barris who broke out. Like, he didn't break himself out. It was the fox god, god of destruction, who broke the orb, which allowed everyone else to break free. So why couldn't Barris do it? Exactly. By the end of that whole match, every single one of the gods of destructions were injured, severely injured. The only one who wasn't was Belmont, and he was on the ground, and no injuries, and he smiles. So that informs us that this was all part of his plan. So not only was he skilled enough to get past the Grand Priest, who is watching the battle, and the other angels, because remember, if they think he is faking, he is erased. So he was skilled enough to not get injured by any of them and still make it seem like he was injured enough to be knocked down, that he fooled them all. So you can't even say that Barris is more skilled than him if he was able to fool even the Grand Priest in that fight with the other gods of destruction. Later on in the Tournament of Power, we stated that Jiren was far from using his full power, and this is when he first fights Goku. Goku uses Spirit Ball. He's far from using his full power, but that he reached the state of God of Destruction. And then he goes, perhaps even surpassed it. And then he states the same statement he said before when he first mentioned the whole God, mortal being stronger than the God of Destruction, that there is a mortal who is stronger than their God of Destruction, and all that stuff. Like, and then he looks at Belmont, who smiles. Like, we know that it's Jiren, Ultra Instinct Goku. I would say Jiren, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, Ultra Instinct Goku. Then it goes down from there to like Barris, and then Barris and Broly and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't say Barris over Broly. I would say Barris could probably beat the Broly from the movie, only because he has different abilities, such as sealing. Like, he mentioned that he couldn't stop who was it, Samatsu, but he could seal Samatsu, because Samatsu was nigh immortal. So he has sealing abilities, and he was the one who sealed the Elder Kai into the sword, the Z sword. So if their powers are comparable, and he has more fighting experience, plus he has Destruction Ki, I feel like he would pull higher if they were to fight, but we won't know unless it shows in the movie. Anyways, this was going like really long. I am excited for the movie. I hope that we get Gohan, some Gohan and Piccolo fights that are epic. Hopefully it makes sense, because I like a great story, but I'll probably just watch it for the fight. I hope it shows us some of the other survivors. I don't know if we'll get Krillin, or I think I heard that Krillin and 18 is supposed to be there, but I don't think they're supposed to be fighting. Oh, we're supposed to get finally get actual teenagers looking Goten and Trunks, and they're supposed to be fighting as well. So I think they fuse. I'm not 100% sure. But finally they aged them up. So I wonder at what point this is comparable to the end of Z. It has to probably be a couple of months or a year to the end of Z. So we're gonna be getting Oob soon. I don't know if they're gonna bring back Super, or if it's gonna be another anime, or if it's just gonna be movies from this point. Man, imagine if they bring Broly at the end of Z and he's in the Tournament of Power too. I mean, not the Tournament of Power. He's in that tournament as well, and that would be crazy. They just change it to put him in there. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment down in the section below what you think is gonna happen, what you thought of my power scaling based off the series itself, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.